What's happening, everyone? So we're back, and we've got a movie review to Transformers: The Last Night. So I went to see this today. It just came out today in the UK. Had to go check it out. So was it a good film? At best, it was good. I put it even below that. I'm gonna say it's okay. That's my current. When I came out, I was like, I don't know, but I'm saying it's okay. It's watchable. I'm not gonna rush to see it again. Let's just say that. But anyway, we'll get into that. As we dive into this review, you'll be able to hear my thoughts, opinions, what I liked, what I didn't like, and anything else. So if there's any spoilers, I'll let you know before I say it. There's going to be like first half. Well, the spoilers ain't big spoilers, and there's not much to actually spoil, I don't think. So I will say when I'm going to talk about some spoilers, but even those spoilers ain't going to be massive. So if you want to watch them, you probably could. They're not going to ruin the film much, so up to you. Let's get into it with the first talking point. So the humour in the film, there was so many jokes. Ridiculous amount of jokes. And it was stupid how unfunny they all were. All of them, bar maybe 3 at most, that made me laugh. Didn't laugh at. They were unfunny. They were just forced upon you. They were just chucking them out. It was like someone had a gun and just went of jokes. And none of them worked. Bumblebee had a good line, a Muhammad Ali reference. I won't say it, but it's a little bit obvious. But that line was good. It was funny in the context of how it happened. It made me laugh. It was one of the ones that made me laugh. And I think Anthony Hopkins had the other 2 lines maybe. But a lot of stuff was just... Between Mark Wahlberg and the girl who plays the English professor from Oxford, I can't remember her name. You know who I mean. If you haven't seen it, she's in the trailers. So you've seen her. But they have a lot of sexual references together between each other in every conversation, especially one particular scene in the film where just over the top, like completely, it was stupid how unnecessary it was and how forced and set up it was. But it hurt me, just like the humour. It was just unneeded, stupid, forced. I think maybe a couple of those lines were funny in that sense, but they were just come on. And it was just obvious they were going to get together. Everyone knows they are. You put a new woman in the film with a male lead who's already in a film, you know something's going to happen. He didn't have anyone in the last film, so he's bound to this time. So, yeah, it was just a bit predictable. So the kids in the film, obviously you had a girl who takes more of a main or side role, but she's in it throughout. I'll talk about it in a sec. But you got the 4 boys that you would have seen in the trailer or any clips or TV spot. How irrelevant were they? Like, they were in the film, say 10 minutes at most. That 10 minutes was 10 minutes too long because they had not really any relevance to the whole film. All they did was play a part in bringing the young girl into the movie and bringing her and Mark Wahlberg together. That's the only role they played, was a bit of a bridge. They did something that led him to there, and then they were together, and then they were in the whole film. They were irrelevant. They were just little story gap. Is what it is. They were annoying as well. They weren't funny. There was a lot of jokes in that 10 minutes that was just like, oh, please stop, just please. But the young girl, bit irrelevant still. She was a bit. You just wouldn't. I can't see the part. It's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. When she runs out in front of Megatron and like starts chatting mash to him, like, I wouldn't even do that. That's why Mark Wahlberg's character and like all the Autobots were hiding, and then she comes running out because a little Squeak, who's in the trailer as well, so that's not a spoiler. Little robot who can't actually transform, called Squeak, gets caught. I mean, rate the loyalty, but doubt you would actually do that. No one would do that in their right mind. But yeah, her as a character became part of the family, as they were calling it. Kind of took a little kind of daughter-esque role to Mark Wahlberg's character. I'm gonna keep calling him Mark Wahlberg's character, because if I keep saying Cade Yeager, people who won't know their name very well are just gonna be like, who? So Mark Wahlberg is, I'm gonna reference the whole film, whole review rather. But yeah, it was a bit. She got at the end of I can't speak. The final sequence of the film, when a big fight was coming, the big climax, she found her way onto Osprey, which is a big helicopter for people who don't know, up onto this area where they were having the battle, and it was like, how did you get it? Why are you there? There's no need for you in this scene. Obviously Squeak's with her, and he does something that's pretty important, but it was like they were only in this section of the film to do that one thing, and the girl wasn't actually needed. She just needed to tell Squeak to do it. But they had her like run off and slide down a hill. I thought, oh, what's she gonna do here? And she tells him that, and that's it. It made it really dramatic for something that was a bit. It was really important, I guess, to the whole film, the ending, but it was just also not that important, or not as important, because any of the guys could have done it. It was only because he was small they thought, oh, he can get there, but really would he? Doubt it. So we're going to mention some parts I actually like now, because it's getting a bit negative. So first off, Bumblebee, the boy, shined in the film, as always, most likable character. He was in it more than Prime, so he was taking the more main Autobot role. Even though, would he have more screen time? More important screen time, I'd say, because Hound was in it a lot, actually. Which, yeah, he was more of the comic relief, I guess, but weren't that funny. But Bumblebee had important. You all saw from, especially I did the reaction to the TV spot, I had it in when he got like Siri as a voice. Yeah, he ripped that out a second later. That weren't really a shock. Optimus Prime, weren't in the film a lot. Was in it a lot less than you'd expect him to be. Especially being like the main leader of the Autobots. Transformers are built around him and Bumblebee. And he got probably the least screen time of everyone in the film. The kids may have got nearly more. I'm joking, they haven't, but they were irrelevant. But Prime got less. He was obviously he weren't even on Earth to start the film. So, but when he was in it, best parts of the film. Him and Bumblebee shared the best moment of the film with the fight. Well, I'll go into that in a minute. But between them, individually, they probably had the best scenes of the whole film. Had one of them in it. Prime definitely had his moments. He is Optimus Prime. You can't not love a scene that he's in. He just speaks. He did a big dramatic speech in this one, and I nearly got up and went fighting. Just keep speaking. I love your voice, and I do. His voice is amazing. Don't ever tell me it's not, because I'll fight you. I'll fight you. But yeah, he had some absolutely killer moves. That kick. It's in one of the trailers, if you've seen it. Kicks Megatron hard, and it's just, oh my god, that was amazing. The sword hit on all of the Decepticons. It's also in the trailers. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. His fighting is probably up there with Bumblebee's. Him and Bumblebee's are very similar. And speaking of them fighting, the big fight between Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. Best scene in the film, probably. It was not a short fight. It weren't a long fight either. It was cool. It was nice how long it was. It was good because you got the best of both of them. They both shone. And you had obviously Cade, Mark Wahlberg's character, in between them in a way, trying to back Bumblebee, which is cool. He did, and he actually did a bit. Then there was hold on. First off, the fight was good. The fight was really good. Lots of cool moves. Where it actually took place was quite cool. Where it started underwater. Different. Just before the fight started and you had Prime come in, it was the first time you seen him on Earth in the whole film. He came in Prime mode. He was Optimus, capital letters Prime. He rolled in like, I'm the boy. No one can touch me. And as he rolled out, he was like, who challenges me? That was the worst impression ever, I'm sorry. But oh well. And Bumblebee was like, he was hanging the back of me like, I don't want to fight you, but yeah, let's go. And he started running off after him. But yeah, the fight was ended very Batman v Superman like. And I will actually mention what happens. So if you've seen it, or if you don't want to see what happens, it's not great, but I will mention it in a minute when I go into more spoilers. But it's very Batman v Superman in terms of when Superman said Martha. And Batman was like, that's when it got like cleared his brain, or his mind, I should say. And then they became allies. A very similar thing happens with Bumblebee and Prime. Very similar. And I've just realised it's even more similar because you had Lois Lane with Superman, and she was kind of holding him. Mark Wahlberg was doing the exact same to Bumblebee. Literally the same scene. It's actually funny now I think about it. It's exactly the same scene, just said differently. And for those that have seen that, you'll laugh at that, and we'll talk more about it in a sec. But if you haven't, keep that in mind, and when you see it, you'll be like, I know what he means. So I'm trying to think, is there any more points that I want to... The film was a bit slow. The first 20 minutes took ages, I thought. There was a long time before we even saw Mark Wahlberg and Bumblebee. It took a long time for them to come into the film, which I was a bit... I mean, the first scene was cool. It's back in history, obviously. There's some good mythology. Not good mythology. There's some mythology in this film. Back to Merlin and King Arthur and Knights of the Round Table and stuff, which you've seen all through the trailers. And you first see Merlin, and it sets the tone for the humour it was just like, oh please, no. But it is what it is. It was quite cool shots in that, some of the fights, but none of them had Transformers until a certain point. You see Prime pretty early on for a second, I think, but I'm trying to think, is there any more I really need to talk about or I want to talk about? You know what? No. As I said, it was an okay film. There was a lot of probably forgettable stuff. Oh, actually, no, that's a spoiler, really. I say this, that the girl in it, the English one, and Mark Wahlberg, you find out about their ancestry and their family tree a bit, which is quite cool. There's a good Easter egg thrown back to the first 3 films, which when you see the film, you know what I mean, in terms of a character. There's also another cameo. I say cameo, it feels like they filmed all his scenes in one day. I'm not going to say who it is. He is a character from the other films. I think he wasn't in the last one, I don't think. But he was in the first 3, quite a big part in the first 3. And fans will like to see him, but he feels like he was chucked in last minute in a way, because he was in one spot and it was just that... It feels like they did reshoots and he was chucked in, but whatever. Obviously, Tyrese weren't in it, which he was meant to, but he had conflict with filming Fast 8, which I saw on Instagram, which is fair enough. But there's a lot of characters back in it. Your military man, Josh, I can't remember his second name, he was back in it. Yeah, I'm done. I'm going to some spoilers now, but before I do, I'm going to give it like a 2 out of 5 to 2.5 out of 5. Yeah, if I watched it again, it might go to a 3, but there's no way it's ever going to go past a 3. It could even go down to a 1.5 and 1. It's within the 1 to 2.5 range. I think that's what it is. That's what I'm giving it. It's okay. Watchable once. I'm not going to rush back to watch it. Similar to the 4th in terms of not going to go back to watch it, but whatever. We're moving on. That's it. So if you're turning off now, thank you. Do all your normal stuff with the thumbs up, subscribe, etc. Comment. Yeah. Now let's get into some spoilers. There's not going to be a lot of these. There's not going to be a lot, and they're not big, but sort of Bumblebee Prime Superman vs Batman moment. I mean, it was a bit... Did they just watch Batman vs Superman and go, we'll do that? We'll do that. Prime is about to get him. Bumblebee speaks. What did he say? It's Bumblebee. I'm your oldest friend. Prime's like, Bumblebee? And Cade, Mark Wahlberg, was doing the Lois Lane position on Bumblebee. It's like holding him. Like, did they literally just watch the film and go, oh, let's do that. That's good. It was literally like nearly the same, but obviously it had a slightly different outcome when Prime was getting battered afterwards. And then I'm assuming the sword that Mark Wahlberg has is Excalibur. I want to say, I'm thinking that's what it is. I want to say that's what Excalibur was anyway, back when King Arthur had it. But yeah, it was quite cool, him being a knight. I quite liked it, the way they went back and had the English one as like descendant of Merlin. I like that. I like the Sam Witwicky Easter egg chucked in there, that Anthony Hopkins and all that were all family of Witwicky. And the English girl, was she related to him? Was she a cousin then or something? Could be quite cool if Shia LaBeouf got a role in another one, which leads me on to my next point. The ending. I thought they said this was the last one. I do know there was going to be spin-offs. I heard there was going to be a Prime spin-off and a Bumblebee spin-off. And Bumblebee would have been a prequel, so that could be cool. Really cool. The ending with Quintessa and her coming down. What? She taking human form now in Unicron? Like, he's still about, obviously, because he's Earth. He didn't do much. He didn't do anything. So that was like, that could be something done with. Quintessa's now on Earth again. Decepticons are still about somewhere because they just disappeared. They didn't even show them, unless I blinked. But they didn't even show them escaping, so I'm assuming they escaped. Cybertron's now attached to Earth. The Autobots aren't far away. They're neighbours now. Quick spaceship down. So there's a lot of just... If this is meant to be the last one, why are you having so many cliffhangers? It's just one massive cliffhanger. It felt like this was like a stepping stone film in a way, of how it ended. It was like, oh yeah, we've had 4... That's set these new... It's like Mark Wahlberg, we've brought him in. That's the star in the film. This film now gives us some relevance. He's now a knight. He could still be a knight. We've got a descendant of Merlin that could come back around because the staff is still about. Unicron's set. Quintessa's set. It's just setting up for a new film. I mean, they did 3, so they may as well do 1 more at least and make it amazing. Because the 3rd film is my favourite, so the 6th film could also be that level, hopefully. But if it's going by 4, 5, then we ain't got a chance. I've run out of things. Again, it was a bit disappointing film. Again, I'm 2 out of 5 at most. 2.5 out of 5 at most, but it was a bit disappointing. I love Transformers as well, so it hurt a little bit. So if you like this movie review, please hit the thumbs up button. subscribe to me for more content. Comment down your thoughts. If you've seen the film, give me a comment on what you thought of it, even if it's just something out of 5. Comment down something out of 5 and any thoughts. So thank you for watching. I will see you next time. I won't see you, you'll see me later.